What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today we actually have some pretty positive news when it comes to the future of the whole Battlefield franchise. I know. Surprise, right, on this channel, especially after I've been on such a hot streak when it comes to negative feedback for Battlefield 2042. But it is what it is. You guys know how it is on this channel. Whenever a company or a development team does something negative, obviously I'm going to speak out about it. And if they do something positive or something good, obviously, I'll talk about that as well. But ladies and gentlemen, as we all know when it comes to Battlefield 2042, there is absolutely no campaign. It was kind of a strange move, but again, the Battlefield community is kind of 50-50 on this one. I feel like there are tons of people out there who absolutely love the war stories and also the campaigns like in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, and at the same time, there is a big portion, a huge crowd of people who don't really care for the campaigns and mostly just want to hop into the multiplayer experience. For me personally, I'm more than likely one of those guys. I never really cared for campaigns in Battlefield as much as I do in Call of Duty. It always feels like their budget and, their drive for campaign isn't as big as their drive when it comes to multiplayer. DICE usually, completely knocks it out of the park when it comes to a multiplayer experience. Well, besides these past couple of introductions into the franchise. But typically in the past, I would definitely choose playing the multiplayer over, Battlefield 3 campaign, Battlefield 4 campaign, Battlefield Hardline, all that stuff. Battlefield 1 and the war stories were good, like I said, but I always preferred the multiplayer side of things. But at the end of the day, that doesn't make up for the lack of content within Battlefield 2042. You can't just remove a campaign and not replace it with something. The campaign is a part of the price tag. When you pay $60+ for this game, the campaign is a good chunk of that. That's at least a quarter of the price tag of what you're getting out of this product. Now, of course, like I said, they removed the campaign and replaced for Hazard Zone and Battlefield 2042. Hazard Zone was supposed to be the main storyline that we're going to be following, and they're going to release, little shorts on YouTube, little, clips and movies and all this crap to basically showcase the story that they're trying to show within Battlefield 2042. And the funny thing is that they only released one short story on YouTube and never touched upon it ever again. And they even stopped production of Hazard Zone. So yes, the whole campaign side of things when it comes to Battlefield 2042 completely flopped. I would go as far as saying that they lied to us when it came to, having that whole section of the game being completed. And also, we are missing out on a huge chunk, a huge portion of the paid product that we coughed up money for. And to be honest with you guys, after experiencing Battlefield 2042, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit. Like I said, I'm not really too much into campaigns when it comes to Battlefield, but it really does make me appreciate what they did in the past with the war stories in Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1, and also just the regular, full-length campaigns within Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Despite, the lack of interest from my end, I could still respect the fact that these were full-blown campaigns that had a, full team working behind it, a budget still, even though I said it wasn't, the biggest budget in my personal opinion. I still feel like Call of Duty's budget for campaigns are much larger, but still, it has a budget behind it, it's well designed, and they last. I could still go back until current date and get my money's worth out of Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline, any of the Battlefield games, just by simply playing the campaign. Even if the multiplayer experience is completely dead and nobody's playing the game anymore, the campaign will always live on. And that's something very crucial about having these type of games, because obviously what's going to be left when Battlefield 2042 is, 10 years down the road? I mean, shoot, I probably won't even be thinking about this game or considering ever wanting to revisit this game unless it's for a meme video to make fun of it. But truly, what will be alive in Battlefield 2042? Nothing. Everything in 2042 is online based, or you play with bots. So if you don't want to go ahead and verse a bunch of AI in a private match and you want to go ahead and actually verse real individuals, if nobody's online, then you can't experience that. And if you actually want to have a good story, because who wants to just sit there and verse bots all the time, brainless bots? That's not the fun of, going into multiplayer. That's not the fun of going into the campaign either. You don't go into campaign to just, crap on a bunch of bots. No, you go into campaign for the storyline. It's a reason that you want to go and play the story of these games. And with that one, Battlefield 2042 is sadly going to suffer a really slow and painful death. But it looks like the future of Battlefield is looking a bit brighter. It seems like DICE has heard our complaints and have seen our disappointment with how they handled Hazard Zone and also the storyline and the campaign and the atmosphere of Battlefield 2042. And they're going to be pushing for much better things for the future of this franchise. If you go ahead and check out this tweet right here, Battlefield Bulletin put out saying, according to a job listing by EA, Marcus Leto's Seattle studio is looking for a design director to manage the design team and design vision of a new Battlefield single-player campaign experience while embracing the core tenets of the franchise. Now, first off, for anybody who doesn't know, yes, Marcus Leto, that's exactly what he was going to do. He's not working directly with DICE right now, but he's making his own studio to work on Battlefield games. That's why he was specifically hired. He's going to be starting from the ground up with individuals that he's going to bring in to work on the Battlefield franchise. And again, keep in mind, this is the same guy that worked on the Halo universe. He's one of the OGs. He's one of the GOATs. He does not mess around, and like I said, he is one of the main reasons as well why we are seeing the awesome changes in the atmosphere of Battlefield 2042 current date. Again, not completely there yet, but you can only do so much, you know? The game's already made. The game has already been shipped. It's too late to go back to the drawing board now. So the work that Marcus is putting forth within Battlefield 2042 with the actual cosmetics and the look of the game is, like I said, it's just proof of concept that he knows what he's doing. But ladies and gentlemen, this basically confirms right here that the next Battlefield game is going to have a campaign. And with all honesty, I'm actually pretty excited for this because I'm getting really sick and tired of DICE trying to branch off and try new modes that completely flop. You know, they're just notorious for it. They did it with Firestorm and completely ditched it because it wasn't successful at launch, and they did it again with Hazard Zone because it wasn't successful at launch. It seems that anything that's introduced into the game that isn't, you know, that doesn't pop off in the blink of an eye for EA, they instantly cut it. They don't try to put any effort into trying to improve it and make it better and more popular. They just say, nope, they don't like it, we're not dealing with it. It's ridiculous. So with all honesty, even though I'm not the biggest campaign type of guy, I am actually going to be very interested to see what they can put together, especially coming from the guy, like I said, one of the GOATs, the OGs from the Halo universe. I mean, come on now. I'm really hoping that he can put the pieces of the puzzle together. And also, he's trying to bring back the core vibes of what Battlefield's all about. That is something that is extremely crucial to me, and I believe a lot of you guys as well. He is handpicking individual developers that will have a passion for what Battlefield is all about. And again, like I said, I know people don't want to believe the process just yet. Nobody wants to believe in this man, but from just the work alone that I've seen him do with Battlefield 2042, he has got my faith. I might not have faith within EA and how they're going to handle the next Battlefield game, and if they're going to try to force a BR agenda onto the developers or, you know, any other crazy crap. I mean, that's what happened with Battlefield 2042. I mean, shoot, the majority of the developers left because it's just an absolute hellhole. The game started out as a BR, the BR flopped, so they had to completely transform it into, you know, a regular Battlefield game, and on top of that, they had to try to come up with a new mode because they didn't have campaign because it was originally BR, so they had to make head. You see what I'm saying here? It was a mess. So it's quite possible for the same exact process to happen within the next Battlefield game if EA wants it to, you know? It's all up to them. It really is in their own playing field right now. But even though EA has a pretty rough hand over the development cycle of the next Battlefield game, Marcus has proven to me many times before that he knows what he's doing and he understands us. That's the most crucial thing here. I feel like the Battlefield community feel like we are just absolutely suppressed, that our voices have not been heard and they don't even understand the slightest thing that we're saying to them. But every single time that Marcus either retweets something, he talks about something within Battlefield, or even if just a core change is made within Battlefield 2042, you could tell that he knows what he's doing and he knows what we want. He's not one of those individuals who's going to go ahead and force his own agenda on us. You know, he's not going to bring Halo into Battlefield. That's not his goal here. His goal is to make sure that the Battlefield community is happy, no matter what the cost. But even though this is some fantastic news, I gotta admit, this is really good, I still say to each and every one of you guys to stay cautious. We got completely finessed with Battlefield 2042, and we already said after Battlefield 5 that we had to be very, very, very cautious with the next game. Battlefield 2042 came out with the marketing, and we all fell for it. No, we can't do it again when it comes to the next game. We already know that marketing is going to be outstanding. We know they're going to completely clickbait us. We know they're going to do everything that we possibly want for a Battlefield game. In the trailer. But we don't know what the full product is going to be. Even though we have these goats like Marcus behind the scenes working on Battlefield, EA still have their hands in the mix. And I say the same thing with Call of Duty all the time as well. You know, even though Infinity Ward is coming in and they're one of my favorite development teams ever, I'm still cautious about Modern Warfare 2 because Activision is still in the mix. You know, Microsoft hasn't taken over yet. Activision still has complete control over Call of Duty, so we have no clue what the future of that game is going to hold. Same thing goes for Battlefield. You know, we can love this franchise as much as we want. We can be as hopeful as we could possibly be, but EA is still in control at the end of the day, which means they could do whatever they want, even if it's a last-second decision. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor, go down in the comments section because I am extremely curious to know if you guys enjoy the campaigns when it comes to Battlefield or if you absolutely hate them. And are you excited to see that campaigns are finally making a return when it comes to the next Battlefield game in the franchise? I was kind of disappointed, you know. I didn't really mind that they replaced the campaign with Hazard Zone, but the problem was they didn't support it enough. There wasn't enough backstories to the whole, you know, Hazard Zone. That was supposed to be how we understand who the specialists are, you know, actually connect with them. You know, that's the main reason why specialists suck right now. You know, not only did they completely remove the class system, but we have no clue who these individuals are. They're supposed to all have their own lore, their own backstory. We're supposed to understand who they are, yet here we are with a complete mystery. I mean, all we know is Irish because he's from the classic Battlefield games. I mean, everybody else is just an absolute mystery. It makes no logical sense. We need a campaign, I think. If they're going to do anything, I don't want to see them do another, you know, mini-series story on YouTube for no, forget that crap. A campaign, to me personally, is the best route for them to take. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you almost hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both the link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you all next one. Peace out.